Okay, so somebody was trying to say that somebody dated somebody who was Puerto Rican, so they dated someone who was black without even seeing this individual. And this got me thinking, I've said it before. It's odd to me because I've had this conversation before with many different people. For one, when people are talking about, like, this hair, natural hair, um, content creator. She's into like natural hair care, I think, and also natural hairstyles and so forth. And she had a man who was like Brazilian, and people were acting like that man was outside of her race, right? And I thought that was odd because I was like, what do you mean? Because I would see plenty of the time where people were of that race, like more mixed race, I guess you could say, but clearly black, like a Brazilian or something like that, and it would be considered basically within the race. So it was just weird to me. So anyway, there was this one person saying that this chick was with her one man who was white. She broke up with him for specific reasons, and she moved on to another man who was Puerto Rican descent, and she was saying she went back to black men or whatever, and it's like, I get confused with this, because I've always thought Puerto Ricans weren't really, I never really thought of them as black, and never really thought of them as, like, white, and I never really thought of them as Native American. I kind of just see them as all three put together. And some of them do have a phenotype that looks more black, but, I think it's kind of funny and weird. People just assume that they look black or mostly black. And it's like, in my personal experience, I've had, situation. I was in a relationship with one person who was Puerto Rican descent or whatever, and they definitely didn't look Hispanic at all. So I mean, like, I've had situations that kind of told me that they would more so be considered someone outside of your race, I guess. As far as phenotype, it can look more white, because you could say, or white specifically. I'm picky on looking white, though. I mean, like, if someone's blonde, blue-eyed, fair-skinned, that's still not white looking to me. I mean, like, if you have wavy hair, or if your features could be possibly native to some extent, but not completely, but maybe Spanish or something. To me, it negates actually looking white, in my opinion. That's just my perspective. But my point is, some people do take after their white phenotype more, some take after the black phenotype, some look more native, you know. But at the end of the day, I don't think they're any of those things specifically only. I think they're more so people who are mixed all the way three ways, triracial. Some people consider triracial black, though, but if you look at their percentage of African ancestry, it's less than 25%. It's less than 20% on average. It's about 18% on average. So if you think of that, someone's 20% black, 18% black, they're not really, in my opinion, black. They're basically mixed. They're not white, obviously, but they're mixed. Like, not quite black, not quite white, in my opinion. They're just, like, in the middle. With that in mind, I always think if you were to have a child with such an individual, regardless of how they look, if they look native, if they look white, if they look black, it really doesn't matter. If you have a child with such an individual, your child's going to be black. If you're like 90% black yourself, you're going to have, black children. because your children would be over 50% black. So, I mean, like, technically, other races of people can't give you children that are within your race if they're outside of your race. They have to be mixed, right? So that's another component to it, to me, that kind of is like, well, maybe it isn't. Maybe it is within the race. I don't know. I really don't. I've always been confused about this because I've always thought it is technically outside of the race, I think. But at the same time, I kind of feel like it isn't. Because it's like, if you're genetically what you are, then you're genetically what you are. Some people base it off of the phenotype. I think that's silly because I've seen how in one family they'll look differently, but they'll have siblings. Like the example I gave of a guy I dated, I saw a sister definitely looked native descent, but he looked more Eurocentric. And you could see probably someone else in the family looked Afro descent. They probably all had the same percentage, just expressed different phenotypes. So to me, I mean, like, I don't know. She was saying that she went back to black guys, and I'm like, are we really counting Puerto Ricans as black men, or are we not? It's just, that's what I was thinking. I don't know the answer. Tell me your response or your thought on this, I guess, down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.